crossbow action right off the bat. A little bit of Monica in my life. A little bit of Chandler by my side. A little bit of Rachel. All I see. A little bit of Joey. All I need. If all of the friends fought, who do you think would win? If we had a battle royale, there is no doubt that Ross would not win. Because I refuse to believe that Ross would ever kill Rachel or his own sister Monica. I think Monica would kill Ross. I don't think Ross would kill Monica. So I'm pretty sure that Ross would be, he's fucking beta, dog. He would definitely not win a battle royale between all the friends. Chandler would win because Monica would team up with him. But then only one can win, you know? It's like Hunger Games style. So Phoebe's got a little bit of that, like... She's got a little bit of a mental edge because she's a little off her rocker, right? She's at least eccentric, to put it politely, but also maybe, like, she doesn't give a fuck, you know? And that, I think, gives you a huge advantage in a theoretical battle royale with your friends. I think she could very easily dissociate from the fact that she'd spend her whole life in coffee shops with this gang and go buck fucking wild. I might honestly take Phoebe. Out of all of them, including the other males. I don't think Chandler has it in him, to be honest with you, to do it. I don't think he can off his own wife. I would give Joey a shot, but Joey's kind of a nice guy as well. I think Phoebe or Monica, if I had to choose, I think they'd go wild. They'd probably be the only ones, they'd be the last two left. Phoebe is batshit crazy, and Joey is strong because he needs to look good. That's true, but he's nice, and he eats a lot of high cholesterol food, so I think maybe if it came down to like a cardio show, he wouldn't have the best luck. But I can't deny that he's in good shape. Joey could get pissed as fuck and go buck wild. I mean, he's got a little temper. But I kind of always understood Joey as like a gentle giant, you know? Like, Joey doesn't go buck wild. Joey gets mad and then he kind of pouts. He doesn't punch anybody in the face. Joey and Chandler would win in a tag team. Well, they do have they're competitive and they have a brotherly bond. So I think they would be the strongest tag team out of all of them. Because they have that kind of like, they have that mental connection between them. Who else? Ross and Rachel, no chance. Rachel would be, oh, it's too, I don't want to get in the battle. It's too hard. And then Ross would be like, okay, we can do whatever you want, sweetheart. No chance. Monica and Chandler, maybe, but I kind of like, you know, the guys versus girls setup in this situation. Who would win in a battle royale with the Seinfeld group? That's not even fucking close. Kramer would absolutely run the train on everybody else from Seinfeld. George, I love you, George, but you don't have the physical capacity here. You're wily and sneaky. You're snake-like. Jerry, perhaps the most physically fit. I'm discounting Elaine a little bit, and I feel bad for it. However, I think, you know, she would have a hard time with George. You know, George could use his mask to overpower her. Kramer, he's got like that wiry kind of strength going on, right? Like he's a skinny guy, but you can tell that he's got some strength in there, and he's got no inhibitions. He would absolutely destroy the other Seinfeldians. George would pull some crafty shit. Yo, George is an idiot who thinks he's smart, which is like why he's my favorite character. He's the kind of guy who would spend, you know, 20 hours coming up with a solution to avoid doing 2 hours of work. He's not going to win in this battle royale. He's going to come up with some kind of awesome solution. He'll be like, I got it, Jerry! And then you just die. I'm going to have my doppelganger show up. And then his doppelganger will just, you know, not show up. And then he has to do it and die. And look, I'm coming up with these plots off the top of my head. It's not particularly a strong episode right now, but maybe in the future. What about a Malcolm in the Middle battle royale? Lois, probably. But I almost feel like I'd go for Hal a little bit too, like the dad. I think he's been shit on by Lois for so much of his life that there's a lot of like pent-up masculine rage there that he could draw upon to basically murder his own wife and children. I mean, he's been stepped on, man. So I wouldn't necessarily bet against Hal. The smart money would probably be on Lois, but I think Hal's got a chance. That 70s show? Oh, that's a good one. Probably Red. I think you got to imagine that not only is Red, you know, in his I wouldn't say physical prime necessarily, but he's seen some shit, right? He's always talking down to them, so he's already got like a little bit of a mental edge of superiority, I think. And wasn't he like, he was a Korean War veteran or something like that? Like, that's pretty significant, man. He's always threatening to put his boot up other people's asses. And he doesn't strike me as a man who would say he'd put his boot up your ass without having a contingency plan for it. What about Home Improvement? Al Borland has incredible practical skills and a weight advantage over Tim the Toolman Taylor. He would run the fucking train on everybody on that show. The only one who would come close is Brad when he got his college soccer sponsorship. As the only person on Home Improvement that could possibly try to stop the reign of terror that Al Borland could impose upon them. The neighbor in Home Improvement would tear people up. That's Wilson. Wilson's seen some shit too, you know. You've never seen the bottom half of his face. That's because he looks like fucking Darth. He looks like the Darth Revan. You know, Darth Malik. He looks like the one. That was a bad way to die. And now, who wins a Brady Bunch deathmatch? It's not even fucking close. Unless Jan has a weapon and is able to unleash her pent-up rage, as far as I'm concerned, she's completely impotent here. And you gotta go with Mike Brady. He's a, you know, a relatively fit adult male in his physical prime, roughly. Yo, you might be like 17 years old, Greg Brady, and think you're pretty strong. Try to fight your dad. See what happens. Your dad will kick your ass. They got dad strength. It's a real thing. You know how many fucking, you know, IKEA couches and love seats they've assembled during their day? You know how many times your dad has moved? And now, if Nuclear Throne was a dating sim, who would you try to romance? I think there's a lot of connotations and potential fantastic repercussions from Rebel, for sure. Because you'd be like, well, you know, you want a threesome? How about like a foursome or an eightsome, or, you know? And then whenever we exit our front door, we get healed. So it's like you'd save a lot on hospital costs if you lived in a country without public health care.